From IsReal News, this is the morning briefing for Sunday, February 22nd. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has instructed close aides on succession plans in case he is killed in a U.S. or Israeli strike, according to reporting in The New York Times. The report says Khamenei designated senior figure Ali Larijani to oversee state affairs during recent unrest and outlined multiple layers of successors for key military and government posts. This comes as Washington and Tehran remain in a high-stakes standoff over Iran's nuclear program amid intensified military preparations in the region. An Iranian official told Reuters that another round of indirect talks is being planned for early March, with major differences remaining over sanctions relief and uranium enrichment. The official said an interim agreement remains possible and described proposals that could include removing or diluting highly enriched uranium and exploring a regional enrichment consortium, while insisting Iran must retain the right to enrich for civilian purposes. The development follows mixed signals after recent talks, with both sides acknowledging significant gaps. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff said President Trump is, in his words, curious why Iran has not capitulated under U.S. pressure, in comments aired on Fox News. Witkoff said the president believes he has multiple alternatives to a deal. This comes as the U.S. military buildup continues alongside diplomatic efforts. In Israel, part of a coastal cliff collapsed at Sidna Ali Beach in Herzliya, with no injuries reported. Experts say collapses along Israel's Mediterranean cliff line are an ongoing hazard, driven by natural erosion and limited protective works, with responsibility divided between national agencies and local municipalities. Authorities are responding as some areas are being closed or marked off to keep the public away from unstable sections. In Israeli domestic politics, Israel's Attorney General and the state attorney walked out of a government meeting after the police investigative chief was not allowed into the session, according to Israeli media reports. The meeting addressed issues including the so-called spyware affair, and the police commissioner also did not attend after the decision to bar the police investigative chief. This occurs amid ongoing institutional tensions over oversight and law enforcement authority. Separately, the Prime Minister, opposition figures, and former leaders traded accusations over Israel's Gaza policy in the years leading up to October 7th, with calls renewed for a state commission of inquiry. This takes place amid continuing public debate over accountability and the handling of pre-war warnings and decision-making. On the Western Wall, Prime Minister Netanyahu reportedly canceled a ministerial committee discussion on proposed legislation that would place the entire Prayer Plaza, including the southern area, under Orthodox-only rules. Justice Minister Yariv Levin said he would still support the bill in the Knesset, following a high court ruling pressing the government to advance steps related to the egalitarian section known as Ezrat Yisrael. The move reflects ongoing tension between coalition politics and diaspora-facing religious policy. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee drew sharp condemnation from Arab and Muslim governments after saying in an interview that Israel has a right to much of the Middle East based on biblical interpretation. Huckabee added that Israel is not seeking to expand its territory and has a right to security in the land it holds. Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and regional organizations called the remarks unacceptable and urged clarification from Washington. This occurs amid ongoing regional tensions and debate over borders, sovereignty, and the future of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And in sports, Israel's Olympic Committee disqualified Israel's bobsleigh team from competition at the Milano Cortina Winter Games after officials said a team member falsely claimed illness to allow a substitute to compete. The committee said the conduct violated sportsmanship rules. The incident takes place as Israel's participation in international events remains under heightened attention. That's the morning briefing from IsReal News.
Israel is moving to heightened readiness as U.S. military posture across the Middle East expands, and timelines for a possible strike on Iran appear to be shortening. Washington says diplomacy remains the preferred path, but military options are actively being prepared. Iranian officials warn the nuclear gap with the United States may no longer be bridgeable. Stay with IsReal News for updates.